start out with this. The man who was running for Congress last year, he was recently arrested, accused of slashing his rivals' tires on their cars, could be back behind bars at any time now.
We're talking about Gary Smith. You remember this. This is the video that led to Smith being arrested for allegedly slashing the tires of his former political rival, Janice Arnold Jones, on multiple occasions. Well, he was just let out of jail on Saturday and was told to stay away from Arnold Jones. But Arnold Jones says when her husband went to get the paper on New Year's Day in the morning, Smith was right outside the door. She says Smith then drove away.
I think he needs to be off the street. I think he is creating a lot of damage, but will that escalate to hurting people? I don't know, but I don't want to take a chance.
Now, she is not the only one worried here. Smith's former campaign manager, Reed Story, believes the retired Army sergeant slashed 3 of his tires on New Year's Eve. In addition, Smith says his power steering fluid was punctured and the windshield wiper hose was ripped out. In fact, over the past 6 months, he says he's had to replace about 54 slashed tires.
Well, sad news this morning about Governor Susana Martinez's father as he passed away earlier this week. We know he was 80 years old. He died Monday after a long battle with Alzheimer's disease. The governor's father served in the Korean War, and he'll be buried at Fort Bliss in Texas. Well, later today, we could learn more about the man who was shot and killed by a police officer in Farmington yesterday. Police there say they went to a home on Loma Linda to where a man with a weapon confronted them. It's what led to the shooting. Investigators have not said much else about what happened or told us the man's name. We do know he died at the hospital, and the officer who shot him is now on paid leave.
A jury has found a former Tucumcari police officer guilty of criminal damage to property. State police say last February, 32-year-old Pete Vargas was off duty when he kicked in the front door of his estranged girlfriend's home. A state district judge sentenced Vargas to a year of probation and ordered him to take anger management classes and pay restitution. Vargas worked for the police department for 3.5 years before he resigned in April. His case in front of the Law Enforcement Academy is still pending. The academy does have the power to strip him of wearing a badge again. Well, this is some scary stuff. Police are investigating where a stray bullet came from. Around 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, 23-year-old Jesse Blanco was driving on I-40 near 9 Mile Hill when he says a bullet came through his windshield and grazed his thigh. Blanco then pulled into a Flying J truck stop.
All I saw was glass shattered and a mist of whatever the powder stuff was.
Now, Blanco is going to be fine. He says he and his wife were headed to Minnesota, where they live.
The man police say stabbed and strangled his own dad to death at a barbecue in Albuquerque 2 months ago should be in court in just a few hours. This man, Andrew Cobbler, now facing second-degree murder charges after police say he got into a fight with his dad when the two were outside their home here near 12th and Candelaria back in November. Investigators say Cobbler, the son, slashed his father with a steak knife, and his dad got out a machete. In the end, police say Cobbler strangled his dad and killed him. All right, also set to be in court in just a few hours is the man who tried to suffocate an elderly woman in Albuquerque more than a year ago. Lawyers and a judge will probably talk about how much time Philip Kosuke here will spend in prison. It's after he forced his way inside of a 70-year-old woman's home back in October of 2011 and tried to smother her with that pillow from her couch. She was able to get away. She is okay now. Kosuke took a plea deal last September. He pled guilty to aggravated battery and kidnapping.
A trial date is set for an Embudo man charged with killing a hunter. 68-year-old Gilbert Sanchez is charged with second-degree murder for the fatal shooting of 48-year-old Clifford Sanchez in the Carson area in October of 2011. The two men are not related. According to court documents, Gilbert Sanchez shot the other man in the back, claiming he thought he was an elk. His trial is scheduled to start on January 29th. Deputies think a home heating system may have been what killed 2 men who were found in their home south of Santa Fe. The Santa Fe New Mexican reports deputies found the bodies of a 57-year-old man and a 72-year-old man in Cerrillos Monday. Their names have still not been released. Deputies say they think the home heating system may have malfunctioned and released gas, killing the men. The investigation is still ongoing. Well, here's a bit of good news for you. It looks like kids will still be able to explore at the Children's Museum in Santa Fe. That's because the museum has now raised enough money, so thankfully it doesn't have to close. You might remember back in September, the museum said it would have to shut down unless it could raise about $200,000 by the end of this year. Well, since then, the Santa Fe New Mexican says the museum has gotten about $220,000 in donations and is still getting more. The Children's Museum has also created a task force to prevent it from having money trouble
in the future. It's a very hands-on museum. I love those little things with the pins. You push it up, make a little design. It's also got a little rock climbing wall for the kids. It costs $6 to go there. Good to take the kids.
That's not bad, $6. Haven't been to the one in Santa Fe, but I know children's museums are a great place to learn.
Yeah,
so,
even Spider-Man goes there to learn too. Look at that.